Hello there. Good evening. Karen Wolf here in the art studio. Barely. Oh my gosh, such technical difficulties I have. Oh, and this heater is drying my eyes out. Okay, I'm freezing, but I can't have that. All right. Hi, my name is Karen Wolf. I am a painter and I teach you how to paint and become a better painter in an easy to follow step-by-step process so that you can be more confident painter and proud of your art. I'm here this evening to attempt, oh my gosh, like I said, I've been on here trying to figure out, first, we're going to paint a little bunny rabbit. There's a little funny story about this. Oh my God. But you all, when you jump on here, say hey, let me know you're on here, and, oh my gosh. And, say hi, let me know you're on here, because I can't see comments yet. Let me get my iPad up. If you guys are, here, say hey. And if this video's over and you're watching the replay, it's live now, but say, just type in replay. That way I know who's watching. But what, I can't walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time, so I'm trying to get my iPad up here so I can see. Hopefully I'm on the right page. Am I on my art page? I've had so many other problems, it wouldn't surprise me if I wasn't. Okay, we're here. All right. Okay, and I look like a train wreck, and I'm, you'll have that some days. All right, so, but anyways, so I come home, and I'm, going to come down here and do a live. I get my stuff together, and I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, I don't have any cell service. I've only got like 1 or 2 bars on my phone. Well, we've been having this trouble for a couple days, and I thought, what is the problem? So I come down here, usually if I turn the Wii Boost off and I turn it back on, I'll have signal. Well, I did it, and I had signal for a few minutes, and then I walked away, and then I was down to 1 or 2 bars again, and I thought, what in the world? So I was talking to my husband about it, Joe, and he goes outside, and, I went outside first and tried to turn it to see if maybe the wind, we had horrible wind here the other night. It was just really blowing really, really hard. And I thought, well, maybe the wind blew it, and it got all sideways, and it's not pulling the signal from the right direction. And it wouldn't budge. And I thought, well, the wind couldn't have blown that. So I come back in and I talked to him about it. And he goes out and checks it. And he said the same thing. But he said he turned it a little bit. Well, then it was worse. The thing was going red. It was flashing red. The box was flashing red and all this. So anyways, I said, you're going to have to go back out and do it again. So he went back out, and whatever he did, turned it. It gave me 4 bars again. Which lasted for a short period of time, and then it went back down. So hopefully it'll hold on while I'm doing this live, and I can manage to make my way through it. So I've got Christina, Vicky, and Linda. Hello. Yeah. So, and then I go to post I send out a community text, which is here. I do my community text to let people know that I'm going live. If you want to know when I'm going live, I send a text. Just text me at 304-245-9690. If you just text Let's Paint or painting or something, to 304-245-9690. That's a text. We text on that. I let you all know when I'm going live. And if you need to ask me a question about painting or something, you can do that. A lot of people do that too. Or events that are coming up and ask me questions. Well, when I went on to send my text, I was saying I'm going to paint a bunny in a clay pot. Well, it said that I couldn't say that because it had the word P-O-T in it. I don't understand that. And it was like I was in violation of something. So, no, we're not going to do anything on here that we're not supposed to. We're painting a little bunny rabbit in a container. Okay, so I was trying to figure out what to paint. Couldn't figure out what I wanted to do on here this evening to talk to you guys. So, I decided that's what I'm going to do. So, here we are. I don't know what paint's in here, but I'm going to grab some paint. But I thought this was the cutest little idea. I don't know if you can see him or not, but he's real cute. Really, really, really cute. You can't see that probably on there, but he's in a little, just in a little clay pot. I just drew this just a little bit ago. I had it on my little sketchbook there, an idea. And I thought, well, how cute is that? So he's just sitting down in there hiding. And I thought it would be something fun to paint, just something different. And I had some flowers in there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. Too cute, huh? So there, that's what we're going to do. All right, so how are you guys doing this evening? I hope you guys are doing well. Y'all having a wonderful evening, I hope. See, there he is, little cute guy. All right, well, we'll see how this goes. I was going to paint it on my mixed media tablet, but I decided no, I'm going to paint it on a little 8x10 canvas and see how that goes. All right, so there he is. Okay, I think you can see that. See how that goes. Okay. All righty then. Okay, there we are. All right. Who do we have on here? Jamie Russell. Hello, Jamie Russell. Okay. All right. Sorry for the delay. All right, what we're going to do, I'm going to start out with my handy dandy little stiff as a board, 1/2 inch flat. Get me some water here. Had Henry down here last night. He was painting and having a big time. Did you all see Henry? Oh my gosh, my little grandson Henry, he is a hoot, isn't he? He just, where's the container for that? He is something else. The soft line charcoal that I was writing on there with is this. This is what I was drawing with, if you're wondering. The soft fine charcoal is the bomb. It's great. I use it a lot. So it comes in handy for sure. Hey, Crystal. Welcome. Hello. Hello, hello. I had Tammy Light on here. I don't know who's still on here. There's 2 people on here. So hello to you guys. That brush has seen better days. So we'll start with this one. Okay, I'm just going in with a 1/2 inch flat, and I'm going to paint in my clay pot here. I'm just going to use this is what Henry was painting with last night. He won't care. We'll go into this orange and brown, making that clay pot color. So, there we go. All right. So see how that goes. I think a clay pot's a little bit more orange than that. Don't you all? I think they're more kind of orangey. More red, maybe. I think. All right. But he came on last night and painted up a storm. He's a good little painter. He does a fantastic job. Added a little bit of red to that because I think I want it to be a little bit more red. Can you all see that? I think you can. Do I need to move you a little bit closer so you can see? All right. Here we go. Okay. I think that's good. I crowded myself here a little bit, but that's good. All right. All right. I just added a little bit of red to that because I wanted it to be more, clay pots are kind of more red. Not red, but more red than yellow. And they kind of go in there on the side to some degree, don't they? All right. So, anyhow, so what in the world are you all doing this evening? Just hanging out? I sent my text out for those of you who haven't jumped on that yet. That's a handy dandy thing. So if you're interested in receiving a text whenever I go live, Crystal, she's on here because she received a text from me. And it's a pretty cool thing. It's, you're just sitting around not looking at your phone or whatever. It sends you a text and then Karen's live. I'll go on and see what she's painting. And if you're busy and you don't have time, then don't worry about it. And then you'll know that I went live and you can just watch it later. So it's a win-win, right? It's a good deal. So you all ready for spring and everybody's getting ready? We're going to have a time change. I've kind of made that go out a little bit because I want this to be kind of angled some more. I don't want it to be straight up and down. Okay. Yeah, did you all know the time changes this weekend? We spring forward. Yeah, we do. So that's always fun. I love spring and I love the time change. I don't like all the darkness of the winter. If that's you, let me know in the comments. I am so ready. Down in the back, watching from my bed on the heating pad. Oh no, my husband was having that same problem this week. He was up there on the couch this morning, said the same thing. You've been driving a couple of times and you've received the text. Yeah, that's, I had one lady last night received the text and it sent me one of those, I'm driving, I can't answer your text right now message. So yeah, people get them all the time, but just because you receive it doesn't mean anything. I mean, you can catch it later. So yeah. So I'm making this side over here is going to be my shadow side. So I'm making this side a little bit darker. Just a little bit darker over here. And then this side I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to just take that same color that I was using there. And I'll probably add a little bit of white to it to lighten it up. So it looks like a clay pot so far, don't you think? Yeah, I had daggone knee problems last night. So yeah, there's always something. It was the craziest thing though. I was hurting really bad in my knee. And then I went to bed and I was hurting really bad in my knee. And I was having trouble sleeping. And I like a zombie today. But when I woke up this morning, my knee was fine. So that was weird. I held through the night at some point, I guess. So, but I hate that. Crystal, I hope your back gets better. I know that's painful. There's nothing, well, there's stuff, but man, that's one of the things that'll just get you, is being down in the back. I have done that before myself. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of that orange, a little bit of orange more in that color, but this isn't going to do anything because it's too wet. So we're going to have to dry it with the hairdryer. We'll let that dry up a little bit. So wonder what color. We'll make our bunny gray. How about that? Make a gray bunny in the container so they're not the same color. So to make a gray, we're going to do blue, excuse me, blue and I think this was Henry's palette. Maybe it was mine. No, it was mine. I said this was Henry's, but it's mine. Blue, sienna, and white makes a gray color. And I think I had some orange in there, so it looks a little weird. Blue and sienna, or a blue and a brown, makes gray. All right, so there we go. Got a little gray going, kind of gray looking. So we're just going to make our bunny this color. All right. And this is just one of those, just a little for fun painting. Not anything complicated or anything. That looks like a potato. So you can just do this just in a, you know, a little short period of time. And it's just something for fun. And you could paint it on wood. You could paint it on canvas. You could paint it on wood. I have a whole pile of wood over there I need to paint on. I need to do that. Won't y'all remind me? What would you like to paint next? Y'all got any ideas? I stand down here and look around and try to think of stuff and look through my sketchbook, trying to come up with some ideas. And sometimes I just don't come up with a thing. I just like, what? And other times I have 100 ideas in my head. Just sketching them out on my pad as quick as I can. And all I've done so far is just a gray, which that was supposed to be gray, but it ended up being more brown because I had more brown in it than blue. But that's okay. It's a different color than the clay pot, and that's what I was looking forward for. So, that's fine. All right. Okay, so if you guys have not heard the news, I have a spring birdhouse workshop coming up. Here's the painting for it. The spring, there's flowers on there and the birdhouse, and we'll be doing this week. It starts tomorrow evening, Wednesday, excuse me. Wednesday night, tomorrow night, 7 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 8. And then it will be Saturday morning from 10 to noon. So we're painting the live virtual workshop, the spring birdhouse. So if you're interested in doing that, yeah, that's a fun time. You can join. I'll put the link in the comments. You can join by going to my website, and if you just click on this link that I'm getting ready to put in there, and sign up. It's only $10. And it's, like I said, it's 4 days, but it's only, I can't walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time, and I do not know why I can never figure this out. Sorry, guys. Paste. There we go. And I'm backwards, so that's another thing. Okay. Hey, Sandra, welcome. Sorry if I missed somebody when y'all jump on. But anyways, it's a live virtual workshop, which is going to be live on Facebook. You can do it from the convenience of home and paint with me 4 days, just for an hour Wednesday evening, an hour Thursday evening, and an hour Friday evening, from 7 to 8, and then Saturday is the grand finale from 10 to noon. There will be prizes. There will be drawings for giveaways. And like I said, it's only $10 to join. But if you join and you win one of the prizes, you win the prize drawing, I mean, it may end up that, you know, that is reimbursement for your fee. So if you win, then there you go. So it'll be a lot of fun. Lots of, like I said, there'll be prizes. There'll be, I should have dried that because I'm getting it on the thing. But if you do, just wet your brush, clean that off. I'm going to dry it with the hairdryer so it doesn't do that. Because these little ones, they don't dry very fast. And then you have to dry them. Oh, well, if your hairdryer works. If your hairdryer's plugged in, that is. Another technical difficulty, if you want to call it that. We go. Just dry that a little bit so that it doesn't smear. But inside of the workshop, it'll be in a private Facebook group is where we'll have it. And you will, once you sign up, I'll send you a link. I'll receive a notification that you've signed up. And I'll send you a link to request to join the private Facebook group. So, that's where the link down there, if you click on that link, that's where that takes you, and you sign up and join. And then once you request to join the private Facebook group, and I'll let you in, then you will be able to get your template and your supplies list, and that's where the live workshop will happen. That's where all the action will take place is inside of the live Facebook group. So that'll be fun. And you'll learn how to paint the birdhouse, the spring birdhouse, plus some extras. I've got some extra stuff that we're going to do. That's what the grand finale is. It's going to be packed full of fun, prizes, prize drawings for gift cards, and then that'll be on Saturday. We'll do those drawings on Saturday, and it can be watched on the replay. So if you're thinking, oh, I can't watch it, I won't be there on Monday or Tuesday or whatever the day is. If you're not there, if you can't watch it, then you can watch it on the replay. But in order to win, you have to be on the lives for your name to go in the hat to win, to watch it. So there's that. I think that's the way we'll do it. If you're on there, then you have the opportunity to win. Then see, you've got supplies list, and all I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just doing blue and white. I'm just taking blue and white with a 1/2 inch flat, and I've gotten my darker blue around the outside edge, blue and white around the outside edge, and now I'm just taking some white and just on that dirty brush and coming up to my pot and coming in here. There. It's kind of cute so far, don't you think? What do y'all think about that? Cute little guy. Okay. So, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'll be glad to answer your questions. I don't know if there's anything I haven't covered, but if you have any questions about it, jump in. Or if you have questions about this little cute fella. Like I said, I just did just some blue and white. Just popping in a little bit more dark around that outside edge. Acrylic paint dries 2 to 3 shades darker. So if you think that it's not dark enough, it is. It's always going to dry darker. And the less pigment that you have in your paint, usually the darker it does dry. Like if you are using a student grade paint that it's more one of the less expensive, more of the, those seem to have a tendency to dry even darker. So, but this frame around the edge, it's an eye stopper, and it just keeps your eye from going off the canvas. It just keeps you more centered into looking at this little guy instead of being gone. How we gone? But that's what I do inside of the workshop is I will, those little helpful little tips and tricks that I have up my sleeve, I'll be giving you some of those along the way when I paint. And you'll have the template and the supplies list, and that will, the template and the supplies list will be helpful because you'll be able to trace the drawing on, which is pretty simple drawing, the birdhouse is. And you'll be able to prepare and have your supplies ahead of time because you'll have a list of everything that you need. But the thing too is if you have paints and stuff at home, you can use what you have at your house. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of new stuff. If you already have paint, you use what you've got. You don't have to use the brands of paint that I use. I use the Liquitex Basics to paint with. And if you don't have that brand, or if you don't, if you don't have that at home, don't worry about that. If you don't have the Simply Simmons brushes, don't worry about that. If you don't have the exact size, you use what you got. Some people that participate in the workshops will watch and just watch me paint during the workshop, and some people paint along. Some people watch and then paint it later. But it's good if you can paint it during the workshop because at the end of the workshop, I'll get everybody's pictures of their paintings, and you'll post them on inside of the workshop and post your progress. We did that last time. It was really fun. Everybody posted their painting. We did the autumn barn, and everybody posted their progress each night. It was fun to see that. It's really cute. Just really fun to see that. Really cute. It was really cool. Not really cute. I was looking at this bunny thinking how cute he's getting. It's really cute. Oh, gosh. Crazy me. Okay. All right. So that's what we got so far. I've just gone around the outside edge with the blue and white, a little bit darker. Came in with adding white to my brush and lightened that area. Went over the bunny again with that brown, blue, and white grade color to make the bunny there. So he's coming along. What do you all think? He is coming along. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit of white to that dirty brush, and I'm going to start creating a little bit of dimension by making the little bit of the light side there on his ear. He's a little bit lighter right there. And on his head right there. All right. Then I'm going to put a little bit of light pink inside of his ears, I think. You think that would look good? I think we'll do a little bit of white in there first to lighten that up a little where the brown is. These are fun. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, a little bit scary to come on here and just, willy-nilly paint something that I've never painted before in my life. Just looking at a sketch that I drew and painting with you all. But it's challenging, and we should all do that. Challenge yourself. Do you all enjoy painting? Are you, if you are a painter, you wouldn't be on here if you didn't either like to watch it or like to paint. If you're a painter, let me know. If you're a painter, if you like to watch painting, or just let me know. I'd be curious to know. See who's watching me. if you paint, you know, you're new at painting. I did a post on my page today. I don't know if y'all saw that, of, you know, where are you in your painting journey? Are you a painter? Are you just, you know, watching? It's interesting. You know, you like it. You think you would like to try it. What else did I say on there? I can't remember. Let's see. I don't have a very good memory. Y'all have a very good memory. It says, which one are you? I have never painted, but I want to learn how. I am new to painting, and I want to learn more. I used to paint, but I haven't painted for a while and would love to start painting again. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. People will say they were into painting. They painted. They quit for whatever reason. I mean, things happen. Things come up, and, you know, life, and, you know, you quit doing something, and then later on in life you pick it back up again. Maybe, you know, maybe you had children and you couldn't do it. Maybe there was, you know, somebody in your family was ill and you had to take care of them and you didn't have time to paint. Just different things. Maybe it was a job, something like that. But I hear that a lot, that people are saying that they used to paint, but they quit, and now they would like to pick it back up again. So if that's you, let me know. And then the last one was D. I am a painter, and I want to learn more so that I can be more confident and become a better painter. So, and that's me. I'm a painter, and I want to learn more so I can be more confident and become a better painter. Because even no matter where you are in your journey, I mean, I've been painting for 20 years, and I can, you know, I can paint, but I always challenge myself. I always want to learn more. If you stop learning, that's not good. So continue to challenge yourself. Don't always paint easy. You want to, I'm just adding some orangish brown to this side now that it's dried. This should give me more coverage over here. Always challenge yourself to learn and be better at whatever it is that you're doing, because that's important. So where was I? Let me get back to where I was. So there. So which one of those do you think you are? Or not think you are. Which one are you? Yeah, because we're all at different stages of painting. We're all, you know, different places. Some people are in the beginning. Some people are in the middle and the end. Some people have been painting for a long time, and some people haven't started at all. And some people are just in the beginning of it. So, where are you? So there I'm just making a little bit dark, I think, inside of there. I don't know. Maybe I like that light. And then I'm going to darken it over on this corner with some red and some brown. Might add a little bit of purple. No, that was Henry's, because there's purple in here where he made his egg purple. I see it now. Yeah, this was Henry's paint. Red and brown. And I might add a little bit of blue to darken it. I'm just trying to darken this side a little bit. I thought I had purple in here, but I don't. So I'm adding a little bit of blue. Just darkening this side just a little to get this. This is my shadow side. Oh, hey, Violet. Thanks for joining. Oh, thank you. I just something I just came up with. I was telling them I went to send the text out. Excuse me. I went to send my text out and said I was painting. I went to send my community text to you all, and I said I was painting a rabbit in a clay pot, and it didn't like that. That I did that. That I said POT. Said I was in violation, so I had to change it. And I thought, well, what am I going to say? I'll just paint a rabbit in a container. What sense does that make? Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's just crazy. The rules. You can't. And I'll probably get in trouble if I say that they'll probably think I'm selling that, which I'm not. I don't know. It's weird. You got to be careful what you say. Okay. All right. So, there's your clay pots in there. And this is a little bit dark. I'm going to have to lighten this side up a little bit. Because this is my light side. Trying to keep this side light. There is a little bit of dark under the lip. There. Under that lip. Okay. All right. Under here. I'll keep that a little bit dark down there at the bottom. And purple is usually what I use. I might end up, Stelling stuck record. I might end up putting some purple on there. I don't know. So, we'll see. Okay. You've only done the painting parties. You like to paint. You took an online college studio painting class. Loved it. But, why is that thing in there? Loved it, but used to paint and pen tablet. Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I can't remember what you were showing me some things that were really pretty with that. I can't do that. I can't teach you how to do that. I have tried to do that, and that is so hard to me. Oh, my gosh, Crystal, that is so hard. You can do this. I'm trying to remember, what did you paint? Didn't you paint your pet? Was that the painting party that you came to, Crystal? Do the workshop and try it. Do you paint with me on here? Do you do this stuff? If even if you don't like the birdhouse, paint things even if you don't like them, because it teaches you to paint. It teaches you to be a better painter. I'm just adding a little bit of white to this orange, just lightening this up a little bit, just getting this side over here just a little bit light. But even if you, if it's not something you think, oh, I don't like that, you'll learn how to paint. You'll learn how to blend the sky. You'll learn how to do grass. You'll learn how to do daisies. And if you're nervous about it, don't be, because you can do it. I'm trying to think. What did you paint? I think it was the pet. Yes. Okay, I remember now. Yes. All right. So who else do we have watching? Is it Arlene? Arlene is watching, I believe. Y'all say hey when you jump on here so I can see. I have to keep flipping my little screen thing up there, and I can't see who's on. Yes, you did. You painted your pet. I remember that now. I do. Okay. So see how I've lightened this side, and I've got this side light. I'm going to put some pink in its ears a little bit. But I can teach you, darling. I can teach you how to paint. If you're interested in it, you jump right in, and I'll help you. If you want to paint with me on here, or if you want to paint with me joining on the workshop. Like I said, there's opportunities to win. It's $10 and you will learn a lot inside. I just took some red and a little bit of red and white, and I put just a smidge of orange in there just to calm it down a little bit so that it wasn't like so bright red. There. If you could do those things on your tablet, holy cow. Surely to goodness. And I recall that you did well on your dog, so there you go. And it'll be fun. And then I just took a little bit of red, a little bit of darker red there for the center. The color doesn't matter, guys. You can do whatever color doesn't matter. That's a personal preference thing. So don't worry too much with that. If it's a color that, you know, you like, go with it. Do that. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of white back in this spot. Yes, potato with ears. That's what I said earlier. It looks like potato. Go in with a little bit more white. We're going to lighten up this side right here just a little bit more. A little bit there. A little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of light on that side of the ear, a little bit on that side of the ear. There we go. Yes, it does look like a potato. All right, now we need to work in, I can't remember what I did with the nose. I think I just did a little bit of dark. I should have took a picture of it. I don't even know what a rabbit's nose looks like. Should Google it. I think it looks like that. Oh. And that's another, yeah, if you don't know what something looks like, you can look it up. Just don't copyright. Just don't copy people's paintings. That's not a good thing. Just kind of giving it the indication of that little, where its mouth goes down in there a little bit. Okay, so that's a start. And then it's eye. We'll do some eyes. What can we do for the eyes? We'll do blue and brown, making a dark color with no contamination of white. Blue, ultramarine blue, and umber, burnt umber, will make a color that looks like black. That's more brown looking. If you don't have any, I may have had a little bit of white over there. If you don't have any contamination of a lighter color, blue and brown will make, equal parts will make a color that looks like black. The tablet is difficult looking at the screen while using the tablet. Not a fan, but fun. Yeah, that'd be really hard to me. Seems like really hard to me, but I don't know. Is that nose that way? Does it go like that, or does it go up the other way? I don't know. I'm going to Google a bunny nose for just a moment. I don't want to be upside down. Do you all know? Did I paint one? I had a bunny down here sometime. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, that's my cow. Huh. I have tons of paintings down here until I need them, and then they're gone. I'm Googling a bunny nose right now, just making sure I don't get it upside down. But I figure it's not going to show up because I didn't have service earlier. Yeah, it just kind of goes like that. Kind of a round, doesn't it? Just, yeah, that's what it does. And then it goes down. They have a little down thing right there. Yeah, it goes like that, and like that. And then kind of disappears. And then there's a little down thing right there. Yeah, that's what it did. Okay. And then this is down farther that you wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm going to take that back off. And there'll be whiskers there, I think. Yeah, so if you don't know what something looks like, you can Google it. But just don't copy. There we go. Here's what it looked like to me. Yeah. Okay. Back to you guys. Where did you go? Okay. Yeah, the only thing I've done on the tablet is a little bit of, I'm just going to take a little bit of light and just lighten this side of the nose. And I just wiped that with my finger and got rid of the dark side of the nose. But it, you know, everybody's different. It's what you like. I like instant gratification, and painting gives me that. I like to when I paint, I can do something quick and see results. It's forgiving, so I can change it. So if I do something that I don't like, I can, I don't know about that. About those eyes. I don't know about that. But if I don't like something, I can change it. Like those eyes that I just did. If I don't like those, I can change them. And I probably will, because I really don't like that. So I'm going to start all over again. See what I can come up with. I don't know. Okay. And this is just, you know, kind of cartoony, so it's not like a real rabbit. So I'm going to go with some dark, I'm going to do some whiskers. Do a little bit of whiskers. And when you do that, you can do script liner, get your paint wet, and roll your, that's not a script liner, I'm not going to use that. Get your script liner and just roll it, get wet, and then roll it back and forth in the paint. Just getting the brush really loaded, and then roll it to a point. And then I kind of clean the brush off a little bit, but make sure it's wet. And I'm guessing that the whiskers will come out around the side of the nose there. And if that's wet, it will come out better. It'll scooch across a lot better if it's wet. So I made that a little bit darker. I still don't like that. It's kind of mean looking. Okay, work on the eyes. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to work on the pot. We're going to do a little bit of grass. Probably not going to do the flowers. I was going to do flowers, but now I don't have room for them. Lighten up that pot a little bit more. I'm not going to be abusive to my half-inch flat that I normally am. I'm going to do it with a bristle brush. I'm going to go into the pot again. And I'm just going to make that orange, a little bit of white to it, into the brown, the orange, and the white. And I'm just getting a little bit of that on my bristle brush. Lighten it up a little bit. And then I'm going to rub it on my, top it on my paper towel. And then I'm going to scumble across on here some of the lighter colors. A little bit more white into my paper towel. But if you, like I said, if you haven't signed up for the workshop, it is going to be great. It's going to be fun. So if you're on the fence about it and you can't decide, I honestly believe that, I know you won't be disappointed. Because you're going to learn a lot. You're going to have fun. You're going to meet people that are interested in painting and doing the same thing that you are interested in doing, which is, we all love that. To find friends that love what we love to do, well, you can count me in. All right, then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go into the orange, a little bit of brown, and find a clean spot on my plate. And I'm just making a little bit darker orange, the orange, and I went into the burnt sienna. Just made a little bit of darker, but something that kind of a middle-ish tone-ish that will show up. Just a orangish brown color. Kind of sienna that we don't have on our plate, and we're making it with orange and brown. Leaving that side over there dark, but we're kind of warming it up a little bit. But you want to leave that side dark. So there, that looks like a clay pot, doesn't it? Is that cool or what? All right, and I'm going to make it look like this is setting in the grass. So I'm going to take a little bit of, I know what I was going to do that I didn't, and I think would make it cute. Mix a little bit of this gray color. Hopefully I can get that back. I was going to try to make it look like its little paws were holding on the side of the thing. Little rabbit paws sticking over here. Now I have to Google rabbit paws. I don't know how to paint everything. I mean, I know how to paint, but I don't know what things look like. You ever run into that trouble? I mean, you're like, well, what does that look like? Oh, thank you, Kathy. Welcome. I appreciate you jumping on here, girl. You're going to have to paint this one, too. It is cute. It's just a little fun thing. And then I'm going to take a little bit of dark down here at the bottom, just to shadow that a little bit. And then I lighten it at the very top here. Lighten that a little bit. That made it cute. He's peeking. Oh, I love that. Oh, that was great. Glad you all thought of that idea. I was trying to get that lighter, but every time I touch it in there, I get it darker. It does need to be a little bit dark down in there, though. There was a spot there where I removed that nose. Now I'm just messing it up. Just rub it in. You do that. Just smear it in there. It does need to be dark down there on the bottom, though, because it'd be kind of in shadow, but I didn't want it that dark. Will be darker if I make that a little lighter, won't it? There we go. All right. Okay, so there is, and that might need some work on it. We'll go back to it later. We're going to do some grass. I want to do some grass down there. I want it to look like this clay pot is setting in the grass. For whatever reason, that's what I want to do. You can leave it the way it is if you like it like that. It's your painting. You do with it whatever you want. That's the whole fun thing about being an artist. You can do whatever you want. You have the opportunity with the paint and the brush and whatever is in your heart and your head to do whatever you want. And this is what I had in my head. And this brush is an annoying, wore out, 1/2 inch flat. Oh, gee. I seem to have that problem a lot. And it's because I'm hard on them. I am. I admit that wholeheartedly. Don't be hard on your brushes. You are not supposed to use synthetics to do the work of a bristle brush. I'm just saying. Because that will get you in trouble every time. So I'm just taking green and I'm adding blue. I'm just taking the green color that I have here and I'm adding blue. And that's Henry's foam plate that he cut. He likes, for whatever reason, that kid. And again, I say, if you didn't catch the live last night of Henry painting his Easter eggs, do watch it. Oh my goodness, he was so fun. He's just crazy though. But you know, he's a stinker. I watched it back, and he will, while I'm fixing his, getting his paint ready or drawing the outline or whatever, he comes over to the camera, to the phone, and looks at you guys and makes faces and acts goofy. He's just so funny. And he does that without me even being aware of it. And he knows it. He's sneaky. He's a little boy. You know how those little boys are. They're just sneaky. Y'all have that to deal with? He's fun though. Y'all have little grandkids and little kids that are crazy. Okay, and then I just added a little bit of white to that same green-blue color. Just adding a couple of lighter grasses in front of the dark grasses there in the clay pot so that they'll show up a little bit. So, there's that. A bunny in a clay pot. So what y'all think about that? Pretty cool, huh? And we could do a little, I'm not sure what their little feet look like. I really don't. I'm not a bunny expert by any means. But acrylic is fun. It's just layers and layers of color. You're just painting just on top of one another. Just color more and more. Just building up to create a, to get the coverage that you need. And then you add lights, highlights and darks where you need them to get your dimension and things. So there we go. That looks pretty cool, I think. And it gets darker. Acrylic, see how this has gotten darker up here where we added all this light and now it's dark again. And you just have to keep going back. And that brush is too small. If I try to paint with that, it will not be a pretty sight. Paint with the largest brush you can stand, and then when it gets too big, then you can bump down to the next level. But you always want to paint with the largest brush you can stand. So I'm just going to lighten this up a little bit here just to get a little bit of highlight there on his ear. We'll do that. We'll do a little bit of highlight there on the top of his head. A little bit of there. His nose. So that's pretty good. Little bunny in a basket. Or a bunny in a basket, listen to me. Bunny in a clay pot. I think I like him. Do you all like him? Is he done? I think he's done. I don't know. If we think of something else, we can add something else later. I mean, you could add flowers down there. You could do... Oh, there's all kinds of things that you could do. We could be on here all night. That's what we ought to do sometime, is have like an all-nighter. I don't think so. I don't know that Facebook would allow you to stay on for all night. Who would want to? Oh my gosh. You guys would get tired of me, I'm sure. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I'm going to sign my name over here. Call this one done. He's cute. And it's funny, it seems like the ones that I paint on here, just impromptu with you guys, turn out better than the ones that I paint on my own, just, or, you know, work harder on. All right. Maybe he needs eyebrows. Do rabbits have eyebrows? Wonder what? Eyebrows. I don't know. He needs something up there. I don't want him to look angry. He's just sneaking. He looks sneaky, doesn't he? He's a sneaky snake. Just peeking up. Just checking things out. I mean, you could add Easter eggs. You could add little flowers. There's a lot that you could do. But like I said, we can't just keep on and on and on. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. We can't keep painting forever, right? But it turned out real cute, I think. So there you go. So you could do some little flowers or something down here, little purple flowers, or I was going to have flowers coming up out of the clay pot, but the bunny took up all the room. Now I could have cut off the side of his head over there on each side and done something. He's a little wonky over here, but I may fix that later. All right. Thank you all so much for joining on. I appreciate you so much. You guys are great. Like I said, workshop, links in the comments. sign up. It's only $10, and like I said, you can have opportunity to win your registration fee back. There's a lot to learn there. You'll get lots of tips and tricks. It'll be fun. It's Wednesday, tomorrow night. It starts at 7, from 7 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7 to 8, and then Saturday from 10 to noon. And Saturday's the grand finale. We'll draw the prizes, and you'll be painting in a little extra. I'll teach you a little extra thing. And that'll be exciting. And it'll be fun. And it'll be pretty. And it'll brighten up your painting and make it all colorful. So, I hope you guys will jump and want to do it with me. It'll be fun. So, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. And it'll be fun. It's a community of artists in a little group. And we'll all just paint and have fun together. And you'll learn. All right. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you once again jumping on here and painting the little bunny with me. Thank you all. Have a good evening. God bless you. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.